Thank you for joining us on this episode of Goodnight Gamescast. I am one of your hosts, Jesus, and my lovely co-host, right over there, I don't know, that way, at my division.
Hey, what's up?
We are going to talk about a very important game.
Yes, we are.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited, actually, to talk about this. I've been holding in a lot of stuff, just waiting for us to record.
It was kind of like a lot of homework, you know? Sorry? Hi, kitty. If you're watching this on YouTube, you just saw my cat just bothering me, like always.
Yeah, there you go. Cat content, dude.
So it was kind of like homework where we just kind of had to like play through as much as we can in like 48 hours.
Yeah. And you know what, dude? I fucking loved it, dude. It's like this is the job I want to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm super tired, but I'm like having fun. So
yeah,
that's all that matters, baby.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
So we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna go over some little housekeeping and then full on conversation.
Let's do it.
Quick housekeeping. Goodnight Gamescast every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Last Call every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. We're also on YouTube now, so if you're watching this, if you can see my face, you're in the right spot. Shoot us a like, shoot us a subscribe, hit that bell, all that good stuff. I don't think we have like the URL yet. I don't know at what point do they just give you the URL.
Yeah.
But you can find like our links like all on Twitter and Instagram at GoodnightCast.
Yep.
Both of us are actually on Instagram and Twitter as well at WaveEXE myself and Moy Division on Twitter and Instagram.
Hello.
We still do listener mail, so send us your questions, concerns, literally anything. Gaming related, non-gaming related. Send it our way and we will answer it to our best ability.
Yeah, especially after today's episode, if you feel like we're full of shit, or if you feel like we don't give it enough credit, let us know. We're interested in what you think.
Exactly. So, with that being said, Moy.
What's up?
We have both been playing the same game.
We have.
And that game is The Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, that is correct. So what do you want to know about it?
Tell me, man.
Ask me a question.
Because you have...
I got answers, my guy.
I mean, just first of all...
What's up?
Give me your first impressions. What do you think of it? And how long have you played it? Because this is not an official review. This is just first impressions. It's been 48 hours. We haven't beaten the game.
Yeah, no, definitely. And nowhere close to beating the game right now. Now I see why Sucker Punch and PlayStation decided to throw out copies towards influencers for like 3 weeks before they could even do the embargo lift for the like spoiler-free reviews or whatever. This game is going to be with me for a while, for sure. For the last 3 days, I've been playing, damn, dude, I want to say... it's going to sound ridiculous, but again, I have no life. Maybe like a good 30 hours. And because I've had a very little sleep. And dude, this is what I needed.
Yeah.
This is what I needed, Jesus. Like, especially right now, like, that I can't go out and about, you know? Exploring the island of Tsushima virtually has been fucking great, dude. I'm really liking this game. Like, a lot. This game, dude, like, from visually stunning, I think it looks beautiful. Like, it's a really good looking game. And one of the main things why I'm liking it so much, which probably, I think my main focus is the story.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, dude, the story is absolutely like the arrowhead on this video game for me right now. And it's not just the main story, main quest. It's the story of side quests, right? The characters you see on the side. All these little characters that are being developed as you go through the story, as you become the ghost, right? It's it's really, really fucking good.
Oh, spoilers, dude.
No. I mean, it's Ghost of Tsushima, right? So it's like, we'll go with Tsushima. It's not a spoiler. Oh, by the way, this is spoiler-free first impressions, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's also like just so much like so little that we can spoil, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
But yeah, we won't be going into spoilers. It's just like what we think of this game.
Yeah, right. So I don't know how many acts there are in this game, right? And I don't want to look into it because I don't want to know if I'm close or not close, whatever it is. But right now, I just finished Act 1. And it's like, okay. And to finish Act 1, it's only like 4 missions they need to complete in order for you to proceed into, quote unquote, the next, the next act of the game. And I had just started Act 2, and it's like, what the fuck? I've been playing for 30-ish hours, give or take.
Oh my god.
Dude, I've been exploring the first part of the island, and I'm not like, okay, what's next? No, dude, like, yeah, what's next will come. But for now, I'm enjoying everything that I'm doing. All the exploration. It's really rewarding, because you get aesthetic stuff. You get bits of history with different characters, or just little quests that you're like, damn, like, I can't believe this NPC just made me feel sad for something that, like, I don't really know, like, oh, like my son died in the war or whatever. And you're like, fuck, man, like, why am I sad? Like, you're an NPC. Like, no, dude, it's like the way to tell the story and the voice acting for these characters and everything is just so well put together. And then on top of that, dude, just throw some good old samurai action, dude, and you fucking got me, man. Swing the sword around, and you got me, dude. The music is really good. It reminds me, playing this game reminds me of Breath of the Wild, like a lot.
Yeah.
Like the freedom, the first like chance you go into the world and you're running through that field with like the white flowers. And,
okay, yeah, with the title card.
Oh my god, yes, dude. Yeah. Like that, I was like, yep. Like, this is going to be a good one. Like, just with that, I got chills, and I was like, ooh, like, it's going to be good. Yeah, dude, nah, man, it's like, so far, it's already, like, at least in my books, and I'm not even done with it, all right? It could change. I will talk about this. We will talk about this when we're done with the game. Yep. But, so far, dude, this is, like, a high contender for me for Game of the Year. Like, just like that. Like, this game is...
I mean, and yeah, like, it makes sense, like... Mm-hmm. I didn't play it either, and like I know you didn't, but I know everyone's been talking about The Last of Us too, and I know that's up there. But I've been seeing a lot of stuff as well, like for Tsushima. Like everyone's been really enjoying it, so it's definitely one of those. Like it's definitely gonna go like toe to toe with The Last of Us.
Yeah, right. And one thing being said, I didn't play The Last of Us Part 2, but I did watch an entire playthrough. Andy Cortez over at Kind of Funny, he streamed the entire thing, and I watched the entire stream, right? It's because I'm going to reference that later on when we go over our pros and cons list, which we will have. Okay. In one of the cons, I obviously, you in order to compare and rate stuff, you need to have some sort of comparison to other things, right? So you can make your point. One good thing that I will bring up is that I didn't play The Last of Us, but I did see it, and seeing some things is just as good as playing sometimes, right? For certain things, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Right, so yeah, I will come back to that, but dude, yeah, man, like this game is so far knocking out of the park. I cannot wait to see how the story culminates, how all these characters, culminate in the story. And yeah, man, I'm just really, really excited to be playing it, and I can't wait to turn this shit off and get back to playing, dude.
Right. Like, let's just stop recording. Like, actually, no, keep recording. Let's just play Tsushima right now.
Yeah, let's just play right here, dude. We'll just upload the video. Fuck it.
It's not even a let's play. Like, it's just a podcast of us talking while we play Tsushima.
Yeah, we're just going over this. Like, oh, it's a cute fox. So, things like that. But yeah, dude, I'll go a little more into why I'm liking it so much in our pros and cons list. But how about you, man? How are your first impressions, experience so far with this beautiful of a game that we have upon our hands?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm on the same boat as you. I'm absolutely loving this game. It's exactly what I needed from a game right now. I wanted like something actiony, but also like I was kind of craving an open world. It had been a while since I played like something as big as this, because this game is massive. Oh yeah, there's so much to do. It's not even. I don't even think the island is that big.
It's not,
because I've opened the map and I saw like how much more you can go into the island, and it's not that big. Like, it's not. Especially with like your horse, you can kind of traverse through everything pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And but there's just so much to do. Like there's so many question marks everywhere of just things to do.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I really enjoy about this game is that not only like does the combat like feel like really good, like which we'll go over right now, but just the gameplay loop of going to like a question mark just to figure out what it is. You know, like is it an Nari den? Is it like a haiku like mat? Like what is it? Like let's find out.
Is it a hot springs, a bamboo chop? Right.
Yeah. So like you know like. It could be just like a small thing where it's just like a mat for you to like write a poem, or it could be like a whole town and then there's a fucking bamboo chop in the middle.
Right.
But then if it's a town, like you can talk to an NPC and then they'll give you another side quest or another tale, I guess. And so it just kind of just builds upon that, I guess, problem that a lot of games have with open worlds, where there's just like so much to do and you never really get to the main quest.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like a problem in here.
Yeah, not at all.
Like I'm enjoying doing all these side quests. Like normally if I'm really enjoying the game and I want to explore the story more, like I'll focus on the story. Like I'll do side quests here and there, nothing too crazy, but I'll just kind of focus on the story.
Yeah.
But here I want to help out all these people, you know, like I want to stop the Mongol invasion. You know? Like, just because in the end, like all those side quests are because of the Mongol invasion.
Exactly.
Like in the end, you're just stopping the Mongols.
Exactly.
And yeah, like it just ties it all back. And I think it's a really cool way of doing like side quests.
100%. Yeah, because it's like, in a sense, like the main story is going to lead you to like, you know, repelling the Mongol invasion, right? But how can you like push towards that and like go past the village that's burning, right? And there's people being slaughtered and stuff. Like, no, like you're supposed to defend your home. You're supposed to defend, you know, you as a soldier of Japan against like the Mongol invasion. So doing these little things, it feels rewarding because you are doing what the game is trying to do, even though it's just a side quest, right? And yeah, like it's just, that's why you're like, for example, like in the island, there's like little villages, right, that are marked out as red, right? And it's like occupied or whatever, and it's like a number out of like 24 or whatever possible things, right? So you're, or liberated, so you go liberating them, and then you're like, yes, like, okay, I'm liberating this part of the island, and you go through and you're like, okay, well, I got a lot more to go, but one's done. And then it's just fun because even if it's like a repetitive thing, it's like, okay, well, I gotta like pretty much in a sense cleanse the island, and also how am I gonna do it? Like, am I going to play this style, this other style? Who am I going to run into? What reward am I going to get? You know, and all this, you're getting like your legend points. So you're getting, you know, your skills are getting higher. You unlock different weapons. So it's all, you know, yeah, let's say you get like an item, but on top of that item, you get materials, you get your legend boost. So all that's going to contribute to just becoming a better samurai / ghost. So yeah, dude, it's just you don't feel like you're wasting time at all. Like these side quests are not time wasters because they will all give you something that you can carry on in the game, and it's 100% like, yeah, like I can definitely use this. Yeah,
absolutely. It kind of reminds me of Spider-Man actually.
Okay.
I kind of get that same feeling just because it's the same thing, you know. Like Spider-Man is just trying to like, you know, save New York, but like how do you save New York? I guess, you know. It's a very controversial way of doing so, but you know, like you gotta clean up the streets, you know.
Right.
But you know, like you don't just fight. I'm just gonna say Green Goblin, just because that's not who you're fighting in this one,
right?
For spoiler's sake, I guess. But yeah, like say you gotta like you don't just fight Green Goblin and then you win and then all of New York is safe again. You know, like, there's still like a bunch of gangs and thugs just like, you know, causing trouble. So, like, while you're doing that, like, while you're heading to, like, punch Green Goblin in the face, you know, there's, like, a police chase going on. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to go help out.
Yeah.
You know? So, it just feels like you're putting in that work to, like, make it safer for the people that live there.
Exactly.
And, it just adds on to, like, the world building and the plot of the game.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, like, you can't avert your rise from violence. Even you're going from point A to point B. On your way there, something happened, you're like, I just can't let this go. And then you just go and, you know, like, because you're being a hero, you know, you're doing what's right. And
Yeah.
it pulls you in such a way that you're just like, I don't mind just going there and doing this real quick, and then because it's fun, it's enjoyable. Yeah, dude. So it's just a very enjoyable game, and it's crazy because how many games have we played that are like open world and like this sort of like same equation? And some can say like, oh yeah, it feels like like an Assassin's Creed game, or this and that, and it's just like reskinned and whatever. It's like, yes, I get that, but it doesn't feel the same. Like there's like just something about it that's just like, and not because it's Japan or anything. No, like it's just like it makes the story feel as like everything's contributing to the story. It's not like I did this and it's its own thing. No, like everything is leading up to like what you're trying to accomplish. It's just crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, like I get like the comparisons just because like I've played a lot of the Assassin's Creeds like back in the day, and a lot of people kind of give it shit for that kind of like game style, like the Ubisoft like collectathon type shit,
right?
Where it's just a giant map and it's like there's a bunch of like little dots everywhere where you have to collect everything or do all those side quests. I like weirdly enjoy those kind of games.
Yeah, like just because they're good.
I'm the type of person that I really enjoy like grindy RPGs. To an extent.
Right.
Like I can tell when it's too grindy for the sake of being grindy.
Yeah.
But I like a game that like rewards you for being grindy.
Yeah. And
sometimes like I just want to like not kind of turn my brain off, but just kind of do like menial tasks like that.
Yeah.
That's why I Platinum Spider-Man, just because it's one of those games where I'm just like, oh, I'll just do everything in the map because it's going to feel weird if I don't, because I just have like this whole map like covered in like activities.
Right.
So I feel like I'm doing it a disservice if I don't do it, But yeah, like I like all those Ubisoft games. Like I like Far Cry. Like I think they're just fun games to me.
Yeah.
So I get where the comparison is coming from, but I also get what you're saying, that it does make it a little bit different since all those things kind of add up to the end. Whereas in like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, you just kind of get like these bullshit like side quests where it's like, I don't care about these people. Like I'm literally doing this just to clear off a dot in the map.
Right. Yeah, and then it's cool too because like obviously like even a lot of quests, right, that you might say, well, these don't really contribute to the story, right? For example, like when they talk about like certain deities or whatever, it's like it's still fun like to learn about like certain like shrines and why they're there and the importance to these people at the moment that you're playing this game in that time frame, in that span of time. Like even today, like they're still important. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're saving a shrine that's not really going to do anything towards like the Mongol invasion, but it is keeping like the culture and stuff and the aspects of like the Japanese life from those times that you could still see today. And if you think about it that way, it's like, oh shit, like, all right, cool. And yeah, because and like people that have been like shitting on it because it does feel like an Assassin's Creed or like you said, like a Ubisoft kind of like video game. If you were to change that equation, if you were to try to make it too different, it might not work. So this like this works. Like this works. Why fuck with it? Let's try to make it better. Because they could have gone like a different direction. It's like and people are gonna be like the mechanics were shit. They could have done this different, this and that, right? And it just becomes a thing of like, like why change something that's not broken?
Yeah, no, exactly. Just to correct myself, like I kind of said that people were shitting on it for being a Ubisoft like game. But yeah, I actually haven't seen too many people complain about it. Like I've seen the comparison, but not in like a negative connotation. I think they were just using it as to like show what this kind of game is.
Like a comparison.
Yeah, but yeah, like I don't think I've seen anyone like, this feels like a Ubisoft game. This sucks. Like
sometimes, sometimes I go in like the hashtags and then go down.
Okay.
I've seen like not many, but I've seen a couple. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I was like, when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, like I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, because I haven't seen too many like, just like negative, like, reviews on it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't looked too much, honestly, just because also like it's been 48 hours.
Yeah, it's fairly new.
But so especially like if you see reviews in 48 hours, it's either it's either the media, or just like people review bombing it.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's like
all that shit doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like how you're gonna give it a great review. I haven't played all of it. That's why we're not giving it a review. We're doing our first impressions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because like save your final review till you finish it, till you roll credits. Then you really know like how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like, maybe, like, that's a difficult, like, scenario just because I feel like you could give it a review if you, like, don't like it.
Oh,
Like, and
okay.
you stopped playing
Stop
it,
playing
you know?
it,
Like,
right? Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
But then there's also, like, that scenario where it's like, would you give a review for, like, Death Stranding if you only got to chapter 3? You know? Like,
Yeah,
it's like most people dropped off from that point.
yeah,
But, you know, it's one of those where once you finish it, you're just like, I get it. You know, like, yeah, chapter 3 fucking sucks, but, like, once you get past it, it just gets much better.
yeah.
You know? So it's a weird, like, conundrum where it's like, can you review something? Can you not? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you can.
I don't know where yeah.
But should you?
I don't know where I stand on it, honestly.
For sure.
I feel like I could say something and then eventually, like, I'll find something, like, a game that, like, contradicts what I thought. And
Right.
Like, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
So-
yeah, at least for me, I guess I like if I'm gonna give like someone like a review, be like, hey, you know what? Like my final score on this, I rather finish the game. Unless again, like if it's just like this game is just like it's just
if
horrible.
it's just shit.
Yeah, I'm like I'm not gonna waste my time. It's a bad game. What would you give it? I don't know. I didn't finish it, but it's just a bad game, so I didn't play it. You know, that would be like my answer. Unless I finished it, I'd be like, okay, I can properly put this in a scale and let's see where we are at. We see where we sit. What feels comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Go Tsushima. Dope.
But yeah. Back to Tsushima.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just incredible, man. I was telling you earlier, I was trying to make a pros and cons list of this game. Very little cons. I couldn't figure out what I didn't like about this game. Like, keep in mind as well, like you said, you've been playing for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only like 5 hours in tops.
Okay.
I haven't had too much time to put into it.
Right.
But yeah, like I just couldn't figure it out. Like I haven't seen enough of this game to find all the nooks and crannies of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just couldn't figure out what I didn't like about it.
Okay.
Everything about this game was like super good and enough for me to like keep playing it.
Okay.
And
right.
be super interested in it and make a whole episode about it. Probably too, because I'm liking it so much that we're going to finish it and then give it a proper review later on.
Proper review.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess we can go to the pros and cons list if you like.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, 'cause I'm sure we'll have stuff to say about these for sure.
Yeah, like there's going to be like similar ones as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but well, I'm actually gonna go ahead and start it off.
Okay.
I thought I wasn't gonna really care about the story, honestly. I had seen a lot of previews on it, and it just seemed like a very, very vanilla story. I was just like, okay, samurai, has to do dirty things.
Right. Yeah.
It's like whatever, cool, makes sense. So the whole setup, it's just very basic, I thought, but once I started playing it, I was just very interested. Because also the protagonist's name, man, like Jin, really? Like you guys couldn't pick any other name?
Yeah.
Just a very basic name.
Very vanilla name.
Yeah. So like one of my coworkers, Gino, would make jokes because he would say he was saying that like because he buys every single game.
Oh shit! Okay.
And he just said it like he didn't want to buy that game because he didn't care about it because it was like just very vanilla. He was just like, oh, and then the mighty samurai, John.
Oh no! Dude, I just got fucking like insane flashbacks to fucking Neo. The guy's name is William. It's like some white dude.
Oh
like,
no!
I was like fucking Will, and I was like, cool pro tag,
like
cool pro tag for like some fucking white dude. Really like.
Yeah, whatever. Like it's just very underwhelming, like because like he's a samurai, he's a noble, like he's some people know who this guy is, but it's just very like clean slate type character. And so I was just kind of like I'm really here just for the Ubisoft game. Like I'm here to do all the quests, explore the island because it looks like magnificent, and then the combat, like that's what I was in here for.
Mm-hmm.
But once the story started picking up and you start like learning more about like Jin's clan and how like Lord Shimura like took him in,
yeah,
and and then you like all those flashback scenes that you get like of Jin as a child, and even like the quote unquote like tutorial of just like you like practicing with Lord Shimura.
Yeah.
Like you get why Jin's so apprehensive about like, you know, killing like from the shadows.
Yeah, killing like a fucking thief, like a bandit with no honor.
Yeah,
such a
exactly.
dishonorable.
And like, yeah, and like, it weirdly, it still doesn't feel like a Jin story. And I know that's gonna change later. I know it's gonna be like, I'm here for Jin. Like, I want Jin to succeed. It's not even like, oh, I want Tsushima to succeed. I want them to repel the Mongols. Like, I want Jin to succeed. Like, I know I'm gonna get to that point. But right now, like, I'm just viewing it as a samurai story. Yeah. And I understand, and like, I get it. It makes sense to me because, like, I'm looking at it from like a samurai code point of view. Right. Like, I understand why this is so wrong for him to do so. And like, just doing it, like, it makes me feel bad. You know, like, it's one of those where I kind of wish there was like a like a morality gauge.
You nailed it. Like bad cop, good cop in Streets of LA.
Yeah, exactly. Like if there was that, I would be like, I'm so in. Like,
dude, honestly, man, I can't believe you just said that. That's exactly how I feel playing this game. I'm like, am I gonna do a standoff and like fight these dudes head on like an honorable samurai? Just like, come here, dude. We're gonna do this my way, the honorable way. Or am I gonna hit this camp up with like kunai and like arrows from like far away and assassinating people? I'm like, there's a point. It's not I'm not gonna go into detail because it's not a spoiler, but either way, I don't want it to feel like one where I didn't want to do like a certain fighting style in front of certain people, where I was like, what happens if I do this? I was like, what happens if I fight this way? Will I get like some sort of repercussion?
So that's the thing. Like, it's funny that you mentioned that because like I say that I kind of wanted like a morality like gauge. Yeah. But I'm kind of happy that there isn't.
Because it lets you fucking fuck around freely.
Like, like, you literally have to fuck around and find out, you know?
Fuck around and find out, dude.
But no, like, it just kind of leaves it up to you, the player, to like how you feel. Like, how, like, what's your morality like compass? Like, you know the samurai way. Like, are you gonna follow it? Or are you just gonna fuck around and find out?
Yeah. You know what would be crazy? Okay, go for it.
No. Like, it's basically that. It's just like, because there's missions where I'm just like, yeah, like, I'm just gonna like follow the code. You know, I'm just gonna walk up to them and be like, what's up? Roll up. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Boy, let's go. Boy, let's go. Square up and shit. But then sometimes I'm just like, man, I miss Metal Gear. And then I just like,
exactly.
Climb the walls and dude, like,
we've been conditioned for that stealth battles for those stealth kills by so many games. We're like, this is just in my DNA at this point. Yeah. You know what would be crazy? And like, this is probably not in the game, but I mean, if it is, I will shit my pants. Like on like that moment. If at the end of the game there's like some sort of like counter where it says how many like ghost kills and how many samurai kills, like a counter throughout the game, like a hidden one, and at the end, like, were you more honorable or dishonorable? You know, it's like, holy shit, like, that would be nuts. I mean, obviously this is like crazy, right? But
yeah, that'd be kind of wild, because like, that's the thing, you know, like, it's not a spoiler, but like, you know, the whole leveling system with you know, like, your legend like changing, right? First of all, like, I'm gonna throw it back to you, and I'll give you 2 right now, just because like that's another one of my pros. Okay. I love the legend system. Okay. You know, I love that it's not like level 1, level 2, level 3. You know, it's just like your legend improves, and then it's just kind of cool seeing like what it changes into, because like, you know, like, people on the island are talking about you, like, you know, like the wandering warrior, like, it's like, oh, who is he? It's me. It's but like me. You know, like the level cap is probably Ghost of Tsushima. You know? Yeah, for sure. Like, that's probably. So, like, I don't think, like, there'll be, like, a counter. That would be kind of cool, but I don't think there will be. Because, like, I think that the end game, it's pretty much everyone knowing that, like, you kind of broke the samurai code, but for the good of, like, the island. Yeah. You know?
Oh, fuck. I need you to keep playing. I need you to keep playing.
God, I want to.
Because this gets addressed not far from where you are right now, or from where anyone is at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. But oh my god, dude, yeah, like it's just like for you to feel an internal like struggle without the game putting it like in stats, in paper, nothing. Like for you to feel internally like, man, like how am I gonna approach this? And what's the best way to approach this? And am I gonna do the samurai way, or am I gonna do it like the ninja ghost way?
Yeah.
And like for a game to put that on you in just a simple thing as fighting, not in like making decisions, you know, like pick A or pick B or this and that. This person dies, this person dies. No, none of that. It's all in the most basic of gameplay, which is like playing the game. You know, a certain way,
exactly.
attacking. There are so many enemies. There are so many chances for you to just fight Mongols and all sorts of, you know, just characters you gotta take out. Like for you to feel that already, I don't know if it happens to people out here listening or viewing this, right? I mean, if it does, like let us know. Like, yeah, I felt the same way. Because yeah, man, like how you're saying it is the same, like how you said it. Same here, dude. Like I feel like this kind of struggle, and I'm like, man, like I want to be cool with like samurai and like keep my code and like my honor and all that shit, but like, bro, it's just so much fun, like fucking killing from the shadows.
Yeah, and like that's like what you mentioned as far as like the game not kind of throwing it in your face. Like besides the like that first mission, where you like first like start doing like ghost shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like there's no specific missions, or at least that I have seen so far, that tells you like you have to sneak in or you have to follow the code. You know, it's like what like you approach it however you like.
Exactly.
And that's why it feels so hard, you know, to be like, oh, how do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Like I could just walk up and like, and it's never like rewarding to do either or, you know?
Right.
It's always like, it always feels just as good doing either one, you know? Like, you know, it's not like, oh man, there's just like way too many enemies. Like I should like, you know, assassinate one by one. It's like, no, like you could just walk up and like go standoff, knock out one of them, knock out like 2 or 3 if you have like the upgrades.
Right.
And then just like gets around it, and it's like not a problem just because of how the combat works.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't feel like it's like, oh man, like, I'll just get overwhelmed. Like it's like, no, I mean like it's difficult at times, but I think it's just because I just fuck up the timing sometimes, and like I just end up panicking, you know. But like it's not a hard game like whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm just playing it in medium. Like
yeah, me too. It's not difficult. Like it can be a challenge because most of the time you're outnumbered. You know, if you do like a standoff or they see your alarms go off or whatever. So yeah, it can be difficult. Also because archers are assholes and they're always shooting. God, yes. I hate them so much. I fucking hate them. Every time there's something, I look for the archers first. I'm like, where the fuck are they? Because they're going down first. Everyone else I can just take out, but these fuckers always fuck with me.
I saw the power up to deflect arrows, and I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, that one, give me that one.
And yeah, it's not a hard game because also rewinding to last year. One of the greats from last year, dude. Sekiro. Yep. Coming into this, I was like, okay, here we go. Another Japanese, another like samurai video game. Let's do it, you know. I love Sekiro. I like Sekiro a lot. However, I do have my differences on these. Obviously, you know, the story for this one, I'm more like liking it way more than Sekiro. Because obviously Sekiro was more of a, like, it has a good story, right? And good lore. However, you know, that one's like key points is like the reward, you know, of like being fucking like excellent with your timings, your pairing, everything. Like you're just like a fucking godlike player at that point when you're fucking just knocking him out. And you're like, yes, like this is Souls-like Sekiro. It's just like a reskinned, this and that. It's more aggressive than defensive than the other games. I love it. Cool. This one feels like a samurai game. Sekiro, I felt like it was again like a Dark Souls skinned video game, because to me that's what it is. With like Japanese lore and stuff, it's cool. I liked it either way. This one feels like a actual samurai. Like they talk about like the honor, you know. They talk about like what it means to be a samurai. They talk about like, you know, it's more it's apart from being historic, and like with historic dates and stuff like that and things that actually happened. Obviously some fantasy in there, right? But it just made it seem like a game that I had not played before. As I play other games that I'm like, oh, this reminds me of this, at least for the story or this and that, or like gameplay, like things that I see or imagery. No, this thing was just like straight up like, this is like a samurai game. And it's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. I thought I was going to be turned off by playing Sekiro so recently. No, dude, like it took nothing from the overall experience that I'm having, even though I played Sekiro. It's outstanding, dude. It's very good. And okay, so back to your pros.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, like that's. I was kind of curious about what you thought about like that comparison between Sekiro and Ghost, because I know, I mean, they're just the comparison is going to be made, you know, being so close to release from each other.
Right.
But yeah, like I'm glad to hear that it is kind of separate. And from what I played of Sekiro, which is just very little, I can already tell the difference as well, you know.
Yeah, this one's way easier. Like way easier. Holy shit.
Yeah, like not only that, it's just like even just how the combat works itself. It's like there's no fucking targeting system in here.
Okay, so here we go. The fucking gorilla in my room. I don't know if it's in your room, Jesus, but I have games need a lock on at this point. At least for me, right? And like these sorts of games where there's enemies, I want to lock onto one, focus on that enemy, and so here it goes. That's in my cons list. However, I get it. I get it, and I'm excusing myself from giving this like deducting points from this video game because of the lack of the lock-on button or system. When you're surrounded by 5-6 Mongols, you don't want to be locked on to one of them. You want to be a samurai and fight them as samurai do, as you see in movies, as you see in, you know, whatever you see. They're there with their katana and they're surrounded by enemies and they go slash, 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 attacking in all directions freely. You know, they're free to move in order to, you know, take out the enemy. Because in this game, you're surrounded like 95% of the time. Yeah. So a lock-on button would like, I mean, for some people, it might throw you off, or it would make this experience seem more like a one-on-one combat instead of a one-on-many combat, which is you're a samurai, one of the like last few samurais around. You know, like you're not gonna have backup. You gotta like fight your way out, and I get it. And that's why I was like, I hate that there's no lock-on on this thing, but I get it. And when I progressed with the story and I got my stances changed or whatever, I was like, yep, it clicked. I was like, that's exactly why the lock-on isn't here. Because I need to be switching stances from enemy to enemy in order to make this work. Just switching.
You know what you gotta be like?
You gotta be like water, dude.
Gotta be like water.
Oh, God.
So yeah.
Dude, it makes the combat so rewarding when you get those stances, because you're like, he has a sword? Okay. He has a spear? All right. He has a shield? Switch over real quick. And it's just magnifique.
Yeah, so I know like the lock-on system is going to be like a problem for a lot of people. And yeah, initially I was like, oh, like I can't lock on to anyone.
Yeah.
And then I started going at it and I was like, same thing, you know? Like I get it.
Yeah.
It makes complete sense. And I absolutely love it.
Yeah, dude.
Just because like one of the biggest strengths of this game is just how cinematic it is.
Exactly.
You know? And like that's kind of what they were going for, you know, with like a filter that's literally called Akira Kurosawa filter.
Yeah, like cinema. Cinema as fuck, dude.
Yeah, like they just want it to be cinematic. Mm-hmm. And like even how the AI move in this game, it's a very like samurai movie movement. Yeah. You know? It's like when a samurai fights like a group of people, like the group of people don't like behave like humans, you know, where they're just like, oh, like we're outnumbered, like we outnumber that person. Uh-huh. Let's just jump in and attack him all at once, you know. That just makes sense. No, they're like, oh, he's hitting this guy, like, oh, what's happening? And then he's like, oh, he's hitting me. And then it's like, oh, the other guys are like, what's going on? Yeah. So even though there isn't a lock-on system, you can feel like where the direction, like where the attention is going to. You know, like you're giving.
You can single them out.
Exactly. So, you know, like, yeah, you'll get hit from behind like once or twice, but you know, like it shouldn't happen because you can dispel your enemies so quickly
Right.
that if you're doing everything right, like you can kill like 10 people without getting hit like whatsoever.
Yeah. Ah, God. Yeah.
And that's not even like, you know, having like all your power-ups and everything. Like, no, like you get a parry like just off the bat.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, later on, you can upgrade the perfect parry, but you could still just parry like with like a huge window.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Like that's where it goes up, and it's there.
Yeah. So yeah, like I love it. I love it. Like that's why I'm always so conflicted between Ghost and Samurai, just because I love just how the like a one on like the standoff and then following the standoff combat flow goes.
Yeah.
It just feels so rewarding, you know. The standoff just feels so good at first, just because, like it's such a samurai thing, you know.
Yeah.
You'll stand off someone, and then sometimes it's like, I won't even see who I'm summoning with the standoff. You know? I just see the D-pad up, and I'm like, just mash it.
Yeah, like just bring it. Whoever is gonna
and
come
then like
my way.
and then I just see them like walking up, and it's like, oh, that's the leader. Like
yeah,
just straight up, and it's like cool. Like I just get to beat the leader in one hit. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I always hope it's like the big dudes, like I forgot what they're called in like the game, but because the last stands, the moon stands, the one you get is like for those like bigger characters. It's pretty much to break their guard. I always hope it's them because they're such a fucking mess. Them or the spear guys. Like I hate the spear guys. Like every attack they throw out is that red one where you're supposed to like evade it because you can't block it or parry it. I just hate it. So yeah, standoffs are dope for that.
Oh, okay. I mean, like I don't know if there's like other like spear guys, but like I know there's a power up that you can unlock later that is just like you can parry like spears.
Wait, well, some attacks. Like I'm referring to like the red attacks. They throw like the spear wielders throw those out like very frequently. At least in my game, I don't know. Right? I don't know the frequency.
Yeah, it was because I had a like. They used to like all the spear guys like did like the same like two like red attacks.
Yeah.
I know like red attacks are just like unblockable. Yeah. But then like I got that power up and now they turn blue. Like
so you can
I
parry
get like
them.
a blue dot and then you can just parry them. Like I still can't parry like the big guys.
Yeah.
But I can parry the spear ones now. Yeah, like after I got that I was just like, oh, bet.
Yeah. Easy. Nah, dude. And then again, this is not like a spoiler, right? Because actually it might be. I don't know. Never mind.
Keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, never mind. No, it's just a move you learn. It's just it's a part of the fighting mechanics, but it's really cool. But I'll let you find out. I'll let you find out on your own.
I'll fuck around, I guess.
Yeah, fuck around and find out, dude. Fuck around and find out. That's what you need to do.
There's also like another thing I wanted to talk about before I like just throw it to you.
What's that?
I guess I'll go over one more pro and then just like my 1 or 2 cons, and then I'll just throw it back to you.
Okay, for sure.
Same thing with like how the story. I didn't think the story was gonna grab me that well. I saw the win mechanic on like in the trailers, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking hate that. Like it's gonna be annoying just because I know what kind of game this is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like collect everything, and not having a waypoint mechanic is gonna fuck me up.
Right.
Jesus Christ, this win works amazingly.
It's so helpful to find new things.
I really didn't think they would nail it. Like I thought it was just gonna be like flick up and then you just have to follow it and then it's like what if I get lost and I don't know. I thought it was just gonna get like really messy. But like the fact that you can actually like target like anything on the map and then the wind will follow it and like oh god, it's just perfect. And then like the fact that like there's like so many things that help you find like all those collectibles, whether it be the wind power ups or like outfits. It's just like, oh man, like this is gonna be so easy to platinum.
Yeah, dude, like
it, and like that's what I like, you know, like just because there's so much stuff in it, but it helps you get all that stuff, you know. It's not gonna make you like go through like walls and walls of obstacles just to like get everything in the game. Like it just lays it all down for you.
Yeah, this game's like user friendly, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how to explain it. It just feels that way. And it's good, man, because to have so many things in the map, so many missions, so many side quests. You want to make this process as easy as possible to get there and enjoy it. Not making it not like Red Dead 2, right? That you get to point A, like you get to your objective and but at that point you're like, I'm fucking tired of pressing X, or I'm tired of like seeing all this shit. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna jump in here. The fast travel, the speed is ridiculous. The speed,
where did the loading times go?
And Sucker Punch said,
what did they do?
And Sucker Punch said that they extended the fast travel and like the respawn when you die, the respawn windows, to make it a little longer, so you can actually have time to read the hints and see the story bits in the loading screen. Because it could have been,
sometimes I can't even read them.
It could have been faster, but they said, let's give them a little longer so they can actually read and find new things out in the game.
There's been times where I'm just like, I don't know what that said.
Yeah, I like 2 sentences. I'm like, I read like a fucking 4th grader.
I was like, what is that?
So yeah, dude, like those fast travels are so fucking like good. I was like, thank you. I would just ride my horse. I would just ride it and explore and see like the beautiful thing you've created. But I don't feel like it right this moment. I'll just fast travel real quick. Boom. Next thing you're there, you're like, yes, I'm back in the action. There's nothing missing.
Yeah.
Insane.
Like usually when like games have like long load times or like long-ish load times, like I'll just like pull out my phone and like check Twitter,
exactly,
reply to someone. I don't have time to do that. Nope. Like when I'm playing this game, I'm all in on this game just because there's no time.
Fully engaged, baby. Fully engaged. There's no downtime, dude. There's no time to... Japan is under siege, Jesus, by the Mongol invaders. You don't have time to tweet. There's no time to like pictures and shit. You gotta get in there and fucking kick some ass. Oh man.
Yeah, like I this game is just like a technical masterpiece.
It's really good.
I don't want to say that it's just like an overall masterpiece because I still gotta finish everything. Mm-hmm. But technical wise, like the technical achievement of this game is just through the roof.
Yeah, dude. Sucker Punch.
Like I can't imagine if they ported this to the PS5 with all this talks about like SSD.
Yeah.
What is that even gonna look like?
There's no fast travel, dude. You just think about it and you're there already. Oh fuck. you fast travel, but like Jin's already like fighting the leader of like the Mongols. Yeah,
like,
dude, exactly. Like, oh my god.
Oh man.
God, it's nuts. It's insane.
Yeah, so then my con, I'll just keep it short because it's literally that insignificant. Because I don't think there's that much to say even after I said that this is a technical masterpiece.
Okay.
The facial mocap is kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like for like all the environments and action looking so pretty and cinematic. It like sometimes like the faces just look.
And you know what? Let's talk about that because it's my con.
Okay,
we get the same con, and that
it's funny. It's funny enough though because like I usually notice it the most on Jin.
Yeah, it's on Jin.
Like
everyone
usually
else is like really good.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like it's like, oh man, like that dude looks really good, and like the lips, just how they move, like they match, like how like the pronunciation of the words.
Yeah.
Also, you're playing it in Japanese, right?
Okay, so here it goes. I was playing it. I was playing in Japanese. I just recently transferred over to English. The lips match up on both. It's not like they use the same motions on the lips.
I don't care.
No, dude. You know, okay.
You son of a bitch. Okay. You son of a bitch.
You know why I switched it? Get off my dick. I switched it because I was like, fuck, man. Some of these things like they're talking a lot, and I read like a 4th grader, and I want to know what's happening on screen. Like it's like anime, dude.
Yeah,
but
exactly. I don't want. I get it.
Yeah, but
you trained for this, dude.
I don't know. What do you want me to do? Read faster? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Okay, so anyways, I did that because like when we're riding on horses and shit like that, and they're just talking or whatever, and they were going, and I was just like looking at the bottom, and I'm like, fuck, like what's going on up there? Like I could just like detour, pick some items or whatever, or see a fox or whatever, and this and that, and I'm like, fuck, like. I felt like I was missing way too much. Or even like in battle, or like mid-battle, they're talking and they're yelling shit out. I'm like what? What do you say? I'm just like, I was like, enough is enough. Stop. Anyways, I switched it. It's still good. It's still really good. Like,
yeah, no,
like the voice acting is fucking like 10 out of 10, dude. Like, and
yeah, like
it's just, yeah, because I was scared of it switching over and just being like, "Hey, you guys got any gluten-free fucking milk and shit?" And I was like,
You got any
"Yeah,
bread?
you guys got any bread? You guys got any acai bowls?" And I was like, "Fuck! Oh, I hope it's not that." Nah, dude. Like, it's like I don't know, dude. It's like if like the same as my parents. If I tell them to speak English, like how they sound with their accent, it's the same. I'm guessing if like someone from Japan spoke English and sounded that way, that's how it sounds like. And you know what? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That makes it seem like more genuine, and that's cool, man. Because accents are a thing, and accents are beautiful when they exist. You know. So like playing this game like with like a Japanese accent, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like this is dope. Because I just had this fucking fear of it just being like, my name's Will. Hey, what's up?
It was just gonna.
My name's Will.
It was just gonna be Troy Baker.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Oh my god.
Like, I'm not trying to shit on him, you know, but like,
phenomenal voice actor, phenomenal.
but like, don't put Troy Baker in a Japanese.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like please don't make Troy Baker a white man. Like fake a Japanese accent. Like that's racist. Like please don't do that. So for that being said, I hope they got like actual like Japanese people like to voice act this characters, right, in Jin with that accent, right? I hope it's not like some white dude in the studio just making accents and shit. Like I was like, no, that's not cool. God. But
I feel like we would have heard about that already, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like that would have been like more like outrage about that.
And Sucker Punch seems like one of those, like, at least in my mind, there always been one of those like developers that are and publishers that are just like seem like one of the good guys, you know?
I mean, like I don't know too much about them, you know. Like I don't
or
even know where.
Or at least I haven't heard anything. Like controversial, right? Which in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're good, you know. Maybe that's because they're just doing their thing, and everyone's happy, and hope it stays that way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like talking about like the facial animation and stuff like that, especially. Okay, so here he goes. So watching Andy Cortez from Kinda Funny play The Last of Us Part 2. That game looked beautiful. Faces, like the faces, like you see pores, peach fuzz hair, and everything. And I was like, holy crap! This like, and the way they speak and everything. I was like, there must be like, I don't know, they must have spent fucking a year in just like moving the mouth area, like animating that shit, because it looked phenomenal. So seeing that, right, to seeing like Jin and like how he moves and how he speaks in his face, I'm like, fuck, like it's there, but it like. There's like bars right now that are like fucking like standards, at least at this point, that like have to look like this good at least, right? And yeah, it's just you see it and you're like, fuck, like I wish I didn't see it, but I'm looking right at it. You know?
Yeah.
And
it's like they spent the money. It was like either Jin's face or this fucking grass.
Yeah, and
then they chose the grass.
Yeah, and like also like playing like a Final Fantasy remake. Like, oh my god, like they looked amazing, you know. So like, it's
okay.
It's
so
like this...
so Square Enix is like the king of hair.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, like the standard, you know, like this bar is just there, and like then like Ghost was just like right below it, almost there. But like, you know what, dude? We've talked about this before. You know, when you shoot, we always shoot for perfection because you're never gonna get there. So something's bound to like miss the bullseye by just a centimeter, you know? And I think that's one of the things, right? Because obviously, you know, like again, this won't take from like the experience that I'm having with this game. This won't take from the overall score I one day will give it when I finish it, you know? Because that's nothing compared to what this game is doing to me right now as a gamer and, you know, just as an art form, you know, like even emotionally what I feel playing this game is being like stimulated, and it's something that hasn't happened to me in this fucking quarantine, man. I played a couple of games here and there, you know, and like actually, you know what, I'm lying. I've cried a couple of times with some other games, but that's a story for another day.
Was it Apex?
Yes, dude, I almost got that dub. It didn't happen. No, I'm just kidding. No, I forgot what game made me cry recently. That I was like, oh, okay. So real quick, just throw this in. My sister finished Persona 4 Golden. The day before yesterday, and it just reminded me of how beautiful that game is, and I teared up. But anyways, I didn't play it, right? So you can see my trauma connected to playing Persona 4 Golden, and how fucking beautiful and how much I love that game. But anyways, no, yeah, dude, like this game is it's weird to say, like, it's something that I needed right now, and people wonder, like, well, what do you mean, like, how, at least I'm like, not like, I don't know about you, right, but personally, it's like, it's kind of like freeing my mind a little bit, right, like, in a sense, because like I'm every day I'm constantly like in social media, because I can't go anywhere, I can't do shit, right? So and what I do to like look into the outside world, watch movies, play video games, and be on social media. Social media is a shit show right now. Everything that's going on, it's been going on. It's just it's just depressive piece of shit. Like, I sometimes like don't even pick up my phone for like a couple hours because I'm like, no. For the past 3 days, it's the most inactive I've been on Twitter since COVID began. It's been the least active I've been on Instagram since all this began, because I've been so happy playing this game. I've been so like into it. The storytelling, it's keeping me interested as a movie would. So I'm playing like this really long movie and I'm just like liking it, loving it. The hours go by, the sun goes down, I'm like, I don't even fucking notice it because I'm so attached to this game right now. It's like a little escape from everything that's going on right now. And that's what I mean, but I needed this game right now. I needed a good story. For me, a story will reign supreme over a lot of things, right? A game can be a mechanical piece of shit. Like mechanics can just be the most crap thing, but if the story is there, you know what, man, it was a good game for me. Like at that point, like I'm a slut for lore, dude. I'm a slut for a good story, and that's why a lot of these games that like sometimes I say, oh, I really liked it, like, yeah, they're shit games playing them, but the story I felt like was really impactful, and I loved the story. It was really good. Tsushima is good as a story and good as a video game, playing it, mechanics. It's just there, dude. So yeah, this game is fucking good, man. This game is really good. Like, I can't stress it enough.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah, I can't stress it enough, man. It's a really good game.
I like that you bring up like comparison to like a movie, because like the way I'm seeing the game itself, because that's always like the easy comparison, like it's like watching a movie, like it's so realistic, like it's watching a movie, like the story is just so engaging.
Yeah,
it's like you're playing a movie,
Yeah,
I like really feel like it's like playing a book.
Okay, all right.
And then when I think about like the story of Ghost of Tsushima, I'm not thinking of like. Let me see if I can actually like properly explain this, because it makes sense in my head. I don't know if it's gonna make sense once I say it.
Right.
But I don't see it like as like the story of Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like as I'm like learning more about like all his journey and just everything he's done for the island. It feels like the tale of the Ghost of Tsushima.
Like a legend.
Like it feels like the legend. Like it feels like I'm reading like a folk tale.
Right.
Of
Yeah.
This like really like this epic warrior like from the island of Tsushima. And like it baffles me, man. Like they did such a great job at telling everything that's happening. And like this is just 5 hours in, man. Like I can't even imagine like what you're going through, like having playing that much.
Yeah.
But
Fuck.
Just everything about it, like, I'm so glad that this game is so long that like I'm just gonna get everything about this. Like, I'm gonna learn the legend of the Ghost of Tsushima. Like they kind of put you in that spot of like, what are people gonna say about this? Like at this point, like it's not a legendary like samurai, but like the end game. What's gonna happen. You know that he's going to be a legendary samurai warrior that people will talk about. Like those people of Tsushima will talk about Jin for ages and ages and ages.
Yeah.
So it's incredible, like the way that they were able to like focus that. And instead of making me feel like I'm watching and playing a movie, like I'm watching and playing a book.
Yeah. You know what?
But it's also as cinematic as a movie.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is it's just fucking incredible, man. Like,
and you nailed it with the whole book thing, because whenever you start a mission or whatever, it's like tale of, and then like where it is, and then like the kanji comes out, and you're like, this is like a new chapter.
This is a new chapter,
or like a short story. Like this is a short story for this. It's like those like a book of short stories. Kind of like this is like the legend, but these are like little things in here. It's just like it's so fucking crazy, and it's crazy that you mentioned like people Tsushima. I keep butchering the fucking name. Sorry, Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Okay, I got it right earlier, but I got it wrong again. Anyways, there's certain missions, right, that you hear from a musician. This is not a spoiler. This is just something that comes up, right? And every time you click, they're like little blue icons in the map, so you'll know when you see them. When you go and start these missions, it's always like some musician he's like, I'm gonna tell you a story. Take a seat. And as soon as he starts, boom, it cuts into like he's telling a story. He's telling a tale of a warrior, of someone, or this and that. And every time they like show like what that person did and how he became legendary and all this shit, I'm like, this is what's gonna happen to Jin, because like they're telling all these fucking like stories and tales of warriors and shit and everything. I'm like, that is dope, because you're just sitting there like, yeah, like, wow, that's really cool. So I'm just like, fuck, man, like, now it's me. Like, I'm Jin and I'm playing this character, and he's gonna become one of those fucking people that you talk about around the campfire, you know, and like tell tales and shit. It's like, well, I can share a bowl of rice if you show a story, you know. And that's fuck, man, it's so good. God. All right, Jesus, we're done with this episode. I gotta get back to
we gotta
get back to playing Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, man, like this game is just phenomenal. I couldn't say it better myself. Like, I just can't wait to just end this episode so we can go play it. So on that note, this has been this episode of Goodnight Gamescast, because we're gonna go play this game right now.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and if you're on the fence about it, please go play it.
I don't think you even have to say it.
Yeah.
I think you can tell how much we're enjoying this game.
Or if also like, if you're like, fuck, I don't know what to play next or this and that, like, give this game a try, even if, like, I don't know, you know, just in case. Because damn, dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude, I'm not gonna fucking lie. I'll be front with you before we close it off. I was gonna play Paper Mario before playing this one.
God, I knew it too. Like, I felt it too, but man, I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah,
I'm glad you didn't.
But I'll get back to you on that one, because that one's next.
Ooh. All right. Well, that being said, thank you.
And good night.